Welcome back to the only corner of the internet where the truth doesn't wear a push up bra or a fake smile. I'm your guide through the jungle, and today we're burning the map you've been following. Dating in the Philippines isn't a romantic comedy, it's a high stakes poker game where you're playing with your retirement fund and your last shred of dignity. You think that gorgeous girl loves your soul? Stop being a Kano fool and pay attention because your vanity is a debt you truly can't afford. You're likely 60, maybe 50 if you're lucky, freshly divorced and carrying the heavy scent of Western loneliness. You landed at NAIA with a suitcase full of hope and a wallet full of dollars, thinking you finally found a place where women appreciate a real man. But here's the cold reality. In this market, you aren't a hero. You're a walking ATM with a fading heartbeat. Every smile she gives you is a calculated move in a game of discarte you don't even realize you're playing yet. I've seen men like you lose their houses, their sanity, and their lives over a performance that would win an Oscar in Makati. You've been warned before, but your ego is a blindfold that keeps you walking toward the cliff's edge. In the Philippines, attraction isn't biological for us when it comes to you. It's a professional service we've mastered over generations. If you don't learn the rules of this war manual right now, you'll be just another cautionary tale rotting in a cheap Cebu pension. Think of your relationship like a seat at a VIP table where the house always has the edge. Every I love you she whispers is a bet she's placing against your bank account, and every time you believe her, you're going all in on a losing hand. There are no refunds in this game, and the exit scams are already being planned before the first date ends. You need to stop being the mark and start being the operator before your chips run out completely. Take a look at your reflection for 10 seconds. Really look at the wrinkles, the weight, and the history written on your face. Now, ask yourself why a 22-year-old girl with the world at her feet is looking at you like you're a Hollywood star. It's not your charm, and it's definitely not your vibe. It's the pera in your pocket and the security you represent. You've been fed a lie wrapped in a beautiful brown skin, and today I am pulling back the curtain. I am handing you the 7 cold-blooded rules of the performative dating market, a strategic blueprint to regain your leverage and your mind. Most of you will turn this off because your vanity can't handle the sting of the truth, but the survivors will stay and listen. This is the difference between being a sovereign CEO of your life or a victim of a scripted orgasm. Now, pay close attention to the first rule because your future depends on this one question. Do you want love, sex, or survival? Let's start with rule number 1, the mirror audit, or what I call the poker face protocol. You're entering an urban war zone without a map, thinking your gut and grey hair are assets in this heat. Listen, if you're 30 years older and 50 pounds heavier than any guy she'd look at in a bar, the attraction isn't organic. It's an investment strategy. You're a vintage car, honey, and she isn't admiring your rusty engine. She's calculating your resale value. Why do you think she ignores the local boys for you? Stop being the mark. I knew a guy in Angeles, a retired engineer who swore his 20-year-old girlfriend loved his wisdom. He spent $10,000 on her family's emergency roof before realizing he was being flanked. That brings us to rule number 2, the economic lubricant. In the Philippines, financial stability is the ultimate aphrodisiac. What you perceive as a biological spark is actually her nervous system finally relaxing because her bills are paid. Your bank account is the scent she's attracted to. It's the literal pheromone of the Western world. Do you see the reality yet? You mistake relief from poverty for passion for your person, and that's a fatal tactical error. If you stop the cash flow, the love evaporates faster than rain on a Manila sidewalk. I've seen men ambushed by sudden headaches or family visitations the moment the gift giving slows down. Are you paying attention to the pattern, or is your vanity still whispering sweet lies in your ear? She's a professional survivalist playing a high stakes game. If you don't track how her affection fluctuates with your spending, you're just walking into a wide open ambush. Now pay attention, because rule number 3 is where it gets surgical: the scripted orgasm strategy. A Filipina's ability to act attracted is a cultural survival trait, sharpened over generations of dealing with foreign wealth. The bedroom isn't a sanctuary, it's a theater, and you're the guy who bought the front row ticket. It's a Broadway show, Kano. The applause is part of the contract, not a spontaneous reaction to your performance. Have you noticed how perfect her responses are? Too synchronized? That's not passion, that's rehearsal. You are addicted to the script she wrote for you. You're currently playing the role of the benefactor, but you're actually the victim of a very expensive hallucination. You think you're the captain, but you're just the guy paying for the fuel while she steers you toward the rocks. These first 3 rules are just the diagnostic phase, the easy part of the war manual. If you can't handle the sting of knowing your chemistry is just a customer service protocol, you should leave now. Rule number 4 is the ATM frame test, and it's designed to destroy your wallet and your reputation. Listen, the moment you feel that warm, fuzzy validation, you're most vulnerable. Your ego is a wide open door for a tactical strike. This is rule number 4, the ATM frame test. You think she loves your soul? Stop the flow of para for just 1 week. Say no to that minor request for her sister's tuition or a new phone. Does she get a sudden headache? Does the bedroom turn into a morgue? If you don't turn off the electricity, how will you see who's actually carrying their own batteries? You're desperately seeking a reflection of the man you used to be. But honey, you're just a passenger in a taxi, not the captain of a ship. If you aren't steering the route, she's driving you straight to a destination you didn't agree on. Are you paying attention to the microaggressions? The way her smile falters when your wallet stays closed? That's the mask slipping, Kano. Your need to feel desired is the rope she uses to hang your common sense. Are you a leader or just a fair-paying victim in this game? Now let's talk about rule number 5, the age gap tax. You want a 20-year-old? Fine, but don't cry when the invoice arrives. There is no free lunch in Manila, and there's definitely no free youth for an old man. You're flying first class, so why are you surprised when the ticket costs 10 times more than economy? Every year between you is a surcharge paid in subsidies, patience, and family emergencies. If you can't afford the tax, stay out of the VIP lounge. Is your vanity worth the bankruptcy? We move to rule number 6, the exit scam awareness. A plane doesn't stay on the runway forever. It's always preparing for takeoff. She is constantly calculating her departure while you're busy dreaming of a forever. Does she have a secret phone? Is there a cousin she visits every Sunday? That's not family, Kano. That's her backup plan. Once she hits her financial target or finds a younger backup, your chemistry will vanish overnight. Are you watching the horizon, or are you too busy staring at her scripted smile? The hidden cost of your impulsivity is your future security. You're trading your retirement for a temporary performance, and you're too cowardly to admit it. You keep negotiating with hope, thinking you can change the rules of the market through kindness. But here's the cold truth. Kindness is just a discount she'll eventually stop honoring. You need to reclaim your status as the sovereign operator before you're left stranded at the airport with nothing but a used-up heart. The game changes completely the very second you finally stop negotiating with hope. Listen, we're done with the autopsy. You know you're being played. Now, I'm handing you the controls. Think of your life as a runway at NAIA. You don't just floor the engine and hope for the best. You follow a checklist, or you end up as a fireball in the slums. I'm moving you from a romantic tourist to a sovereign operator right now. If you can't handle being the boss of your own transaction, then get off my plane immediately. Are you ready for the flight? Step 1 of your checklist, the cold filter. Stop asking if she's nice and start asking if the math works. If her age plus her level of enthusiasm equals more than your physical market value can actually justify, it's a red alert. This isn't about being mean, it's about being accurate. You need to verify her background like a bank verifies a loan application. Is she a career provider or a genuine partner? If the data doesn't match the performance, you abort the takeoff before you lose your wings. Clear? Next, we run the stress test. You need to simulate a system failure to see her true colors. Deny one request, just one. Tell her the ATM is broken or your pension is delayed by a week. Watch her face, not her words. Does she show utang na loob and stay by your side? Or does her affection evaporate like a manila puddle in the noon sun? A real partner adjusts the flight plan. A mercenary just looks for the nearest parachute. Don't you want to know who is really on board? Now comes the decision matrix. You have two choices: accept the transaction or end the contract. If you know she's faking but the service is worth the price, then own it like a CEO. Stop crying about true love and enjoy the performance you're paying for. But if she's skimming off the top and lying about the fuel levels, you have to be man enough to cut the tether. You regain your leverage the second you stop needing her to believe your own delusions. Do you have the spine? Get your notepad out because we're closing the cockpit door. We've moved from diagnosis to the actual flight manual, and I'm not repeating myself for any slow Kano in the back. You've got the checklist. Filter the lies, test the frame, and make the hard decision. In the next phase, I'm showing you exactly how to execute these moves in the field without getting your heart or your bank account ripped out. Secure your seatbelt and pay attention because the real war starts the moment you walk out that door. Imagine a ping pong match where the balls are flying at you from three directions at once. One is a request for her sick mother, another is a cold shoulder in bed, and the third is your own crushing fear of dying alone. If you react without a solid strategy, you've lost the point before the paddle even touches the ball. You're scrambling, Kano, sweating through your linen shirt while she stays cool. Are you going to dive for the bait or keep your eyes on the scoreboard? You're currently in the red zone where her discard meets your desperation. This is the trial by fire. She's going to turn up the heat using the scripted orgasm as a bargaining chip or threatening to leave for a cousin in the province. Most men fold here because they can't stand the silence. They pay the age gap tax just to hear a fake laugh. But listen, the second you flinch, she knows the bank is open for a robbery. Why are you still negotiating with a professional thief? I watched a guy in Boracay ignore his mirror audit and try to buy loyalty with a condo. He failed the ATM frame test and now he's sleeping on a bench while she hosts a housewarming party with a guy her own age. He reacted, he didn't operate. If he'd followed the manual, he'd still have his pride and his pension. Strategy isn't about being cruel, it's about survival in a market that doesn't value your feelings. Do you want to be the winner or just another cautionary tale? When the headache starts and the room goes dark, that's your moment of truth. You'll feel that familiar itch to apologize for nothing, to offer a gift just to see her smile again. Stop. That's the economic lubricant leaking out of your control. If you can't handle 72 hours of her manufactured boredom, you'll never own your life again. You're playing a high-stakes game of psychological chicken. Are you the one who swerves first, or are you the sovereign CEO who dictates the terms of the trade? This is the final law, the sentence that determines if you're a man or a mark. Rule number 7, the rational mercenary mindset. You have to kill the romantic tourist inside you and bury him in the sand. If you don't accept that your pera is the only reason she's in that bed, you are a dead man walking. Stop demanding she loves your soul. Demand she respects the contract. Are you ready to stop being a victim and finally wake up to the cold, beautiful reality? We've dissected the body and found the rot. Kano. From the mirror audit to the rational mercenary mindset, you now hold the keys to the kingdom you almost lost. You came here as a romantic tourist, a honey-drunk bee buzzing around a flower That was actually a beautifully painted trap. But look at you now, the blindfold is off, and the economic lubricant is back in your pocket where it belongs. You aren't just a wallet with legs anymore. You are finally the sovereign operator of your own destiny. In our world, the bee doesn't get the nectar because he's nice or lonely. He gets it because he brings the value at the right time. Your access to the flower is a consequence of your timing and your para, not some cosmic soulmate connection. Accept this cold reality because the truth won't make you happy, honey, but it will damn sure make you safe. If you keep negotiating with hope, you're just inviting another exit scam to wreck your retirement. Are you ready to act or wait to fail? You have exactly 24 hours to execute the ATM frame test or look at your bank statement with new eyes. Every second you spend in the scripted orgasm hallucination is a second you're losing leverage. Don't be the guy sleeping on a Boracay bench while she spends your age gap tax on a younger man. The jungle doesn't forgive the weak and Manila doesn't refund the stupid. Be the CEO of your heart and the guard of your vault. The game is yours to win if you stop being the mark. If this truth stung your vanity, then it's because you finally felt the needle of reality. Like this video, subscribe to the manual, and comment Rule 7 below if you're brave enough to wake up. Support the mission via PayPal or a super thanks so we can keep pulling back the curtain on these scripted smiles. Your survival is my priority, but your dignity is your own responsibility. Stay frosty, keep your eyes wide open, and never mistake a professional script for a living soul. I'm out. Ingat.